Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining the hackathon. I see that I have my tie shirt. It was not even on purpose. This is where we have started this project. So let's get right into it. So on the agenda, small introduction to Yellow, and then we will speak about ClearNet. What is it? Our motivation? How does it work? From the user perspective, the user journey. And then we will go over some demo apps that we have built. These are open source, already published, I believe. And we will be sharing the links. And you can start hacking right away from this call. And you would be eligible to the grant program if you are going into the Ethereum Prague hackathon. Just bear in mind that you will have to start, yes, when the hackathon starts exactly. Though you can do 2 apps, you know, you can do some practice. So introduction to Yellow Network. Why are we building ClearNet? It's because we are a clearing network leveraging state channel for high performance Web3 application. And in our case, our high performance application is a global network for high frequency trading. So we needed this infrastructure layer in order to let's say move to production our high performance application that we call NeoDAX. Stay tuned. This release is due to next month. So it might be interesting for you hackers as well. So what is this application? Is decentralizing trading through B2B, or you can think of backend to backend server. So here you should think of data center, high speed TCP/IP, localized latency. And the vision is not to decentralize like Uniswap, but rather have businesses being interconnected. The core protocol is a smart contract called ClearSync. You will see a lot of clear prefix in our ecosystem. And so ClearSync is really the core smart contract, and it's really built on top of state channel framework Nitrolyte. We are the initiator of the ERC 7824, and we are looking for contributors, and Prague is going to be an event for us for the initial release of the SDK that goes with the ERC. Set myself a timer. So what is ClearNet? It's a chain abstraction layer and also a network. So the protocol express a new logical layer that abstract yourself from using directly blockchains. So you have like a new sets of entities, and you do not need to speak, you know, GEF API or transactions, smart contracts, etc., to leverage this network. So it's it's yet another way of abstraction, and I would say it's one step further than account abstraction, because account abstraction is really attached to EVM ecosystem and does not necessarily exist elsewhere. And our chain abstraction is really cross-chain. So it could be possible to have it on top of Bitcoin, of course, Solana and the other ecosystem, by, let's say, migrating and deploying Nitrolyte primitive chain layer. And then ClearNet will unify this into a unified accounting layer. So this is not a blockchain. Once again, I do not believe we can fix problem created by blockchain with more blockchains. This is a mesh network built on top of all blockchain. So the mindset here is we shouldn't need another blockchain. There is plenty out there. And let's build on top of it so we can have a new layer between our application and blockchain, which should, let's say, facilitate the having my application live across multiple chains without having to worry about bridging or redeploying applications or sending transactions, sponsoring transactions, etc. And you have the added benefit of having the superpower of state channels. That means able to drastically lower the transaction cost because it operates off-chain most of the time. So for example, you game, don't need to pay a transaction at every action. And basically you can off-chain important action that you want to secure without having a blockchain consensus under the hood. So to summarize, it enables you a Web2 style application development, client, server, RESTful architecture, the things that we are very productive in development, and also using legacy applications. So a Web2 games could be leveraging blockchain now without too much difficulty and without entire rewrite. So this should be specifically interesting for us later to engage with audience that does not specifically develop Web3 application. Our motivation in creating ClearNet. So for the story is that state channel has been quite difficult over time. They have started, I would say, in 2014, even earlier. Lightning Network is one of them. I would say it's a success story, but there have been a lot of research groups on top of, let's say, Ethereum dominantly, which have made state channel framework and design, but they never really went in production with their project. Statechannel.org was really the leading and being very close to production grade. I believe today we are the next project going to production with state channels. This has been a 4 years journey for us, and this is why we have created a layer. This is to gain productivity and reliability in our development and team. So we wanted to create those intermediate layer to make our software stack more reliable, and so we can scale it, update it independently without having to rewrite always our NeoDAX application, our high frequency trading application. You can imagine that as well by creating those layers, we are letting layers evolve independently. So for example, on the chain layer, we can add more chains and you wouldn't need to rewrite or change anything on your application layer. So it's a bit like the internet and let's say Wi-Fi. You can upgrade your ISP, you can go to fiber, but you don't need to change your phone or whatever. So this is the same idea here. I think everything is said. So Nitrolyte was born in the previous hackathon, ETH Taipei, and there is a YouTube video that we can share in the chat room here if you want to catch up and see the introduction of Nitrolyte. So that's really the core component for managing state channel. And now we go into the how does it work. So as I said before, this is a multi-layered stack. The channel layer is on-chain. This is a bit different point of view than traditional state channel, if some are aware. And usually there is like virtual state channel on top. And we do not call them virtual state channel anymore. We call them ledger. So on top, essentially a channel is an escrow smart contract. So a channel is less elaborate than a smart contract. We have created and decided to name it the ledger layer. And you can think of it as like accounting ledger. So really a chart of account IDs, and entries into each account. And some of these accounts are individual funding. So Alice can have her own account on the ledger layer. We call it the unified account. That would be, for example, USDC, all merged together in one balance, but from multiple ecosystem. So this could be USDC from Tron network. I don't even know if USDC is on Tron, actually. USDT more popular. So Alice could have $1,000, but that's the combination of 3 channels on 3 different blockchains. That will be her unified, let's say, current account. And then she can do sub-allocation, sub-accounts that are shared among multiple participants. Technically, shared doesn't mean a participant can just withdraw the money. It means that they're going to engage themselves into a new business logic that could be a poker game, for example. So when you play a poker game, it's not because Alice sits on the table with funds that another player can withdraw it. There is rules. And that is basically your application layer defining those rules. So we call them VApp, a bit by opposition to distributed application. So virtual apps, they really sit on the virtual ledger layer. And those apps really don't need to understand blockchain, just the simple accounting layer that we offer and what we call the quorum, so the signature threshold for unlocking funds. So this is like a sort of port and adapter design between, we could say blockchains are plugged into this ClearNet layer, and on the other side, apps can just connect on the ledger layer, this abstraction layer. So technically, we have a Go implementation of the Clear node. There is much to do on this side. Currently, they are not peer-to-peer connected. They are independent. And there is like a expectation of trust in the node you connect to. A bit like you should trust your Geth node when you're using it, to be honest. Doesn't mean always deploy your own. So this is available on GitHub, and feel free to browse the source code. And this is essentially using WebSocket RPC protocol for consensus. But at this stage of the project, we do not need very advanced consensus for our demo applications. So the user flow, the abstraction is really the Las Vegas type of casino. You just come in, you go to the cashier, you tokenize your fiat, right? So you just deposit cash or credit card, and you're gonna get chips, poker chips that are only valid within the casino. So here, this is only your ledger is credited on the ClearNet network, and then you can start using it. So you can just sit down at any table that will be an app, and you can just play unlimited numbers of times without, manipulating your credit card or your cash anymore. And you just have this virtual balance of casino chips And then you can withdraw on any form. So you could say to the cashier, I want cash, I want euro, I want credit card deposit. I don't know what's available in Vegas, to be honest, maybe a QR code or something else. So here, yes, Alice could withdraw on a target chain and removing the need of bridging. So we will go into some business cases. I think maybe Maksym or Andrew can take over and present those. I don't know if I can give control on the slide from here.
But I don't know. I mean, I can just tell you when we need the next one.
It's only 3 slides, so yeah. Let's do it.
So we prepared based on our protocols 3 business cases. I would say from simplest one to hardest one. They are leveraging different types of the implementation of the app. So the first one is the no-backend application. It's named by the Yellow Pay. In easy words, is the lightweight payment system. So you, as usual, depositing, and as Louis said before, you lock in the funds, and then you can instantly send those funds to the other users. Based on this one, you can do, for example, some merchants, apps, etc., stores. And the cool things of it that it's like really, I mean, you don't need to wait for execution of the transaction or something. It's fully off chain. We will have also the example of it, and yeah, and it's like, yeah, you will be able already try it soon, and yeah, I guess that's all for this one. Second one is the classic game Tic-Tac-Toe. We have 2 points. So yeah, it's a classic turn-based game. I guess you all know. This app is showcasing how to build some competitive apps with the minimal backend effort. So here you can leverage our RPC for the turns and the final results. Louis, I guess yes, we can showcase here. Just click and also we need a more better quality. Yes, I guess you can stop and. Yep, I can use make it from start. I will explain the flow. So from the start, user 1 is the connecting to MetaMask, lock in the, I guess, default funds. We didn't, lock in some funds, making the few signatures. Then it's automatically created the room for you as a user that already exists in channel. Join the game, they play it. One of them will win. And it's automatically sending the result to our ClearNet and making the entry in the ledger table that user A is win some funds, and user B will need to give those funds. And all of those APIs are accessible, so you can build. It's really flexible from the apps point of view, so you can build a really cool apps and UIs. And I guess let's go with the third case. It's the hardest one. Most complex. So it's the snake battle. This app is showcasing that you can have the backend server, and you can, for example, build all your business logics on your. Sorry, we have that. You can build all your business logic on your servers, and then just leveraging the, I would say, state channel management and channels management with us. This game is requiring the real time and good servers, and so yeah, you can go with the demo. It's the same flow. User 1 is open the channel. User 2 is already have the channel. Few signatures, depositing. Yes, waiting for that, and then we just speed up a bit the game itself. But yeah, the cool thing in this protocol and in our idea that you can play in a row. For example, you can open one state channel, lock funds, and do continuously. You pay for one guy, then you play another game, then you buy some in a merchant, and then you play third game. And you don't need to do any blockchain interactions with it. You have already those funds, and we are leveraging all of this and leveraging games results or again merchants in our system.
So literally, you could play all night without
Yep.
a single blockchain operation, and maybe on the morning cash out your earnings. Of course, we're not focused on games necessarily. Our core business is trading, but game offers a very good, easy to learn, easy to understand business rule that everyone knows. That's why we chose Tic-Tac-Toe and Snake, as everyone usually knows the rule of the game. And Snake is chosen because it's high frequency, because it requires speed, and usually the more the game is going, the faster it goes for the players, and the faster you move your snake, the better you will play. So this is really a typical case where blockchain finality will be a huge mess, and here there could be a very yeah, that's a good question. Let's think about your question in a bit. Yeah, I forgot my thought. The game could be high frequency with no latency, while you still leverage blockchain and rule enforcement. So the game could be high stake. You could think of the Olympics of snake battle, where really there is an incentive for cheating, but we can have referee and third party that will control that nobody has been cheating. So that's possible with the protocol. So let's go on the question, Armando, I think. Check the chat. So I think my answer would be, I don't think those types of game would require you to get a gambling license, because they are really decentralized. They are user to user. So let me take the US, for example. In the US, it is legal to play with money on a poker game with your friends in any state. I mean, in most states have been, let's say, maybe there is a state where it's illegal. So you can go to a bar, pay your deposit for the game, and do a tournament in a bar with new people that you met. Looks like gambling, feels like casino, but the bar is only earning from drinks. So this is very common for the Americans. Maybe we have some in the audience who go to the local bar for a Tuesday poker tournament. This is entirely legal. And I would say, since this is your private keys and there is no middleman, if you're not taking fees on the game, for example, and your model will be maybe advertising, you could very well operate a legal poker application that might even work in the US. Well, let's see how they agree with that. So that's all I can say. But in many cases, like we're thinking, probably sport betting also may not require a license, because this is between friends. The protocol is really not a centralized authority, and you can really implement it in a decentralized way, like money games with friends. So for those going to ETH Prague, we have done 2 prizes for the best application and 2 prizes for GitHub contributions. So there could be profiles that rather hack and learn and help us improving this protocol. We have to-do list, feature to add, and improvements or bug to fix. I mean, bug to fix, it's you to find it actually, but I'm sure you can find the bug and fix it. So we will list GitHub issues, and we'll be very happy to be in the ETH Prague event and be brainstorming how we could do protocol improvement, iterate on this ERC, and maybe improve the design. Especially, I think we will be focused on ability to challenge feature. Challenge is the disaster fund recovery, the escape hatch for state channel. So this is when everything goes wrong, the poker game is dead, and Alice wants to take back her chips from the table at any time. This is called challenge, and you can do it on chain when all backend services are down. So this should be an interesting topic to have during the hackathon. Otherwise, building application. So for us, if you have an existing application, you want to migrate it, it is fine. Just I'm not sure it works for the ETHGlobal rules. Just don't tell anyone. But we have designed it for you to be able to use existing code and port it to this new framework. And it should be easier than integrating a new blockchain, I would say. Like moving an app from, let's say, EVM to Solana is quite tedious. Here, our API is simpler and the primitives are simpler. You just need to deal with this cache accounting. Finally, a word about the grant program. So the Yellow Foundation is offering up to $50,000 in funding. We're providing mentorship, accelerator, incubation service. We have a big incubator in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Feel free to visit anytime. And we're funding startup as well. We're offering seed funding since many years with Yellow Capital. We would like to focus this program on trading businesses, but also now with this ClearNet release, we open it to more use case. So it could be payment industry, it could be anything that requires escrow, could be betting, could be gaming, you name it, that should be fine. And it could be real world asset, it could be gamified tokens, it could even be one day NFTs. And this is all eligible by our program. So we're looking for app developers, businesses, and of course, hackers to help us maybe with security evaluations and other improvements. So that's it for the presentation, I believe. And yes, I think the audience can ask a few questions now, but we will make the video short, so maybe we can close the recording.